Hey folks, Twisha Christian here. Today I'm going to go over Shiba Inu, some of the prophecies and sell limit orders for Shiba Inu. Now first, before I get into this folks, I have to let you guys know I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just bringing and sharing information and giving you my thoughts and my opinion on that information. And if you guys like these videos that I make, the support links are down below in the description. Patreon, PayPal, it's also in the About section of YouTube. First, I'd like to thank God for allowing us to even be in this position and pouring out His prophetic spirit, dreams, visions, and words across the prophets and many other different people. And that some people took the time out to actually seek God on wisdom dealing with cryptocurrency and with Shiba Inu. I know that perhaps everybody is not included in this, but I've tried to put together the best scenario and timeline for all of this to the best of my ability. And so if there is something or another prophecy, dream, or vision, please let me know if it adds to anything to what we're doing here. All right, so folks, before I get started, right, whatever I share here with you, you don't have to follow my specific plan, right? I'm telling you what I'm going to do. And as we get more into this video, you may not exactly do what I am going to do. A lot of it does depend on how much Shiba Inu you are working with. But what I'm trying to do is trying to bring you a collective word by different various prophets and dreams that I've seen posted, and then so that we can get a clearer picture of what God is trying to do. Many people are going to have different opinions, and that's why I encourage you to watch other people and see what they are saying. Now, as far as just buying and holding and waiting it out till closer to the end, you will still come out prosperous. All these pricing points, and it's for a reason. The first reason is so that we can benefit, right? If it's going to go up to a certain point and then come back down, a lot of times it comes back down, maybe 50%, right? Maybe 30%. So you'll have opportunities to buy back in at these different pricing points. So just be prayerful about everything that you're doing, everything that you're hearing, right? And I think by the end of all this, you're going to be very prosperous, especially before crypto winter. All right, now the next thing that I want to get into is why do we have these pricing points and how do we take the wealth out of the hands of the wicked? Besides profiting from the highs and the lows, but also to trap the shorts. Now, we've heard prophecies concerning market manipulators, whales, and whatever entities that are trying to influence the cryptocurrency markets, especially China. So part of the plan, as cryptocurrency is going up and down, right? What usually happens, right? When they see cryptocurrency go down, a lot of people start shorting, whales start shorting. And during also that time period, according to the prophetic word, there's going to be people, whales, entities, or whatever, their accounts are going to be frozen and there's nothing that they're going to be able to do when all this is taking place. That is one way you take the wealth from the wicked and give it to the righteous. So if you're just buying and holding, that's fine, but that's the reason for the pricing points, because if you see this going up to a certain point and then coming back down, you're going to be able, and it hits one of your pricing points and then it comes back down, you're going to be able to buy back in when it goes back down 20, 30, 40%. Let's just say, for an example, it goes up to 5 cents and then it comes back down to 1 cent. You can now take some of the profits and go back in and buy some more, right? And you still have all your other sell limit orders. So I wanted to make that clear. I feel like, and I've been led to share that this is one of the reasons why we have these pricing points. Because in order to trap the shorts, we have to be able to use these pricing points and have our sell limit orders in. That way we're able to buy back in. Because if a lot of us are taking, whether it's a few hundred or a few thousand or a few 100,000 or even in some cases a few million, and we're all buying back in after it's hit a certain pricing point, and then it begins to come back down, right? And then we buy back in at the bottom while they're shorting it. And then all for it to jump back up because we're all going back in. So hopefully you guys understand that. And to me, I think that's very important. And that's how we're going to take the wealth out of the hands of the wicked and give it to the righteous. For those who are listening to this and you follow this plan to a certain extent, that this is what's going to happen, because you cannot, if we're simply just waiting and holding, right, it's going to take everybody else that's in the world to make this happen. And that's why I believe that he gave it to us so that we can do it and not give it to the world. Let's go ahead and get into Shiba Inu. All right, so as of today, as of the 17th, it's 402886. All right, so you could go to CoinMarketCap and you can look at the historical data, look at the holders, which I think is very important, folks. And we need to increase those addresses. It's not just about burning, but it's also about increasing the number of addresses, right? So sharing with your loved ones, people you know who are looking for an opportunity. You don't even have to share the prophetic with them. You could just share what's been going on as far as, a lot of these millionaires and billionaires think that it's going to hit, a penny this year, and there's an opportunity to get in now. All you have to do is just sit and wait, right? And you want to share it with people that might actually begin to start asking you for money, right? Because you never know when the finances start coming in and people start noticing you have finances, they're going to be asking you for finance, right? Or expect finance. So the best thing to do is to share this knowledge and at least help them get set up with something, right? And you can just bring up the news. Now people will research and they'll start looking at all the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, because when you actually go into Google and search, you have all these good articles about Shiba Inu, and then you have all these negative articles about Shiba Inu. So that's the other reason, is you want to share it with people that are in the church, that are looking for financial breakthrough, and you just have to tell them to wait, because that's the biggest thing. A lot of people don't want to wait to get out of debt. They want something now. So this is an opportunity for many people, not just in your life, but in the lives of your family, for those who will listen. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go over the chart. And the chart is very important in how we are looking at these prophecies concerning Shiba Inu. I want to go over each one. Now, for those of you on the Patreon, you guys did get a link to this. So on every person, there's some kind of link to the particular prophetic word. We heard from Prophet Johnny, from 1 cent to $7. We also heard from his prophetic dream, 2 major runs. Maria Conwell, a 4 to 6 month fulfillment, right? And that's basically starting around the time in October. So that means that the tidal wave is going to start approximately in February. And it looks like that it's going to start going into almost the 3rd week of February. So I'm not expecting 1 cent in February, because she did say these pricing points here, 0.0014, 0.00028, and 0.005. So she has given pricing points. And one of the things that she mentioned, that you could take some of the profits that you have at each one of these pricing points and then buy back in. A lot of times when cryptocurrencies are going up and they get to a certain point, guess what? They crash down, 20, 30, 40, 50%. She also saw 50 cents. She also saw $1 and then $13, right? She also saw 2 tidal waves, right? So that goes with what Johnny saw as far as 2 major runs. And we have Q, Love is God 7. He had a chart, he had a prophetic dream, 2 major runs. The difference was in this particular one that in the first major run, it's going to go back, after the first major run, it's going to go back down to its previous low. Right? So if you guys remember from the video, that's his own chart here. Right? So if he bought it down here and then it went up and then it came back down, and in the dream, he sold it off for the amount that he got in for. He couldn't sell it. It wouldn't allow him to sell, until it hit this bottom. So that's a warning dream that when you see it go up, that you guys need to take advantage. And that's why we have the sell limit orders, so that you don't have to worry about that. So then we have Robin Cunningham. He said he saw it at 6 cents, 9 cents, and 11 cents. And he said days to weeks. Now, I prayed about this because some people have concerns. And I said, you know what? I said, Robin has been more right than wrong as far as his timing. And I can easily share with you his pricing points for Dogecoin has been right on point, right? And I've followed each one, and he's been right on point. So I don't have any doubt. And then also the one dealing with Super Doge, And I recently brought you guys news about that forming. It's actually taking form in shaping right now in the agreements with Dogecoin and Ethereum. So, and the other thing that I prayed about, I said, you know what, if this thing is going to be happening in weeks, then I asked God to delay it so that the people that are involved in the wealth transfer can get in. And that if somebody didn't have money, they can get access to money, whether it comes through their paycheck and they can go put in $50 or $100 or $200, every time they get paid up until this point, so that they are able to get in. Because we've had a lot of prophetic coins and investments that we talk about, and not everybody can invest in every single one. Right? So don't feel left out if we present a coin that you can't get in, because there's probably at least 10 coins that are on the prophetic list that, I'm all tapped out because I've been putting so much into cryptocurrency in general and all these different prophetic coins that I'm not able to go in. If there's a prophetic coin that's $1 each and it hasn't been under $1 for a while, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and just wait till crypto winter, because during crypto winter, you're going to have a lot of opportunity to buy really cheap. So the prophetess Rosa Solomon, and she said she saw it at $1, but she also had said that there was going to be 2 Shiba Inu runs. Now, one of the things with her is that she said a long time ago that there was going to be 5 runs. So we did miss out on a lot of those other runs, right? And then this was the Whizman, and that was on Twitter, where he posted a dream. He saw it go to 10 cents, and then it crashed. And 3 hours later, it broke out again to 20 cents. All right, so that's going to be something else to keep in mind. This may not necessarily have to do with the 2 major runs, right? And then I found doing some other research. This guy posted a dream that he had on Reddit that he saw Bitcoin at 79,000 pounds and Shiba was 0.014 cents in UK money, and that actually translated to American dollars as at 90,135, and Shiba was at 0.016. That's just something to look out for, right? It's just a dream that somebody posted. They didn't go on YouTube and talk about it, but it was something that's interesting that I saw that I put on there. And then I had somebody else that it was just Shiba was $1. So we have a lot of prophetic confirmations dealing with Shiba Inu. I am convinced that all of this is going to happen. Keep in mind the plan, folks. The plan is, for one, to trap the shorts, the whales, with the ups and the downs. That's part of this, right? And during that time period, there are things that are going to happen when maybe governments are finding out what's going on with some of the manipulation. They start freezing wallets and bank accounts, right, of the shorts and the whales. Okay, so this is just an example of what could happen during this time period. Tether freezes 160 million of USDT stablecoin on Ethereum blockchain. Stablecoin issuer Tether froze 3 Ethereum addresses on Thursday, holding over 160 million worth of USDT, according to data from Etherscan. These 3 accounts will now not be able to move funds. It says right here, Tether has said in the past that it regularly works with regulators to supervise suspicious activities. All right, so 160 million of USDT is a lot of money in the cryptocurrency industry, right? So if somebody turns around and buys 160 million of any coin, that sucker's going to pop up. So were some of these people whales or manipulators? Maybe they were getting ready to do something and they were caught before they were actually able to use these funds for whatever manipulation. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is Maria Conwell, the 4 to 6 months, the fulfillment. And I want to kind of get into that a little bit before we go into the pricing points, because I think it's important so we all have a better understanding. Okay, so there was this, from the last update, she had said that from the double tidal wave seen in one of the last dreams, I asked the Lord how long until it would come to shore, and his answer was months. 4 to 6 months representing time to fulfillment based on the double tidal waves of blessing seen. All right, so I wanted to make sure, was that actually said in October or was it said in January as far as the original comment? So back on her original post, Tell My People We Will Reach $1 and then $13, with each rise up there, usually not necessarily 50% retraces in crypto, and you may be able to buy more with your short-term sales. Shiba seems to go opposite of BTC. So when we see BTC go down in a few months after it tops out, then Shiba should truly run. BTC should top out in late March if Shiba is going to begin its big run in April through June. So if we are looking at 4 to 6 months, and just looking at other comments, the Lord revealed $1 in 4 to 6 months, $13 in 6 to 8 months. 4 to 6 months representing time to fulfillment. This was around October the 17th. That means around February the 17th. We should see the beginnings of this tidal wave. It's not to say in 4 months it's going to be right at $1. Okay, so before I get into the chart, these are things to think about with these particular prophecies, right? Okay, so the price will rise in the coming weeks, making Shiba more expensive. Okay, so by the time it starts hitting that first pricing point that we got, the 0.0001, right? That means it's going to be more expensive. So this is, I think, why there's kind of an urgency. Hey, if you got it, try to get in, before it starts to make its run whenever you can, right? Also, where do regulations and crypto winter fit in, right? We've all talked about a massive run up with Bitcoin, and then it's going to come crashing down, and there's a lot of things that are going to affect that. So crypto regulations and crypto winter, where does that fit into this? So is it going to run up to $1 first, and then we get crypto winter, and then after crypto winter, it shoots up to $13, right? Is that what we're going to see, or is all this going to happen? Are we going to reach the $13 mark before crypto winter? Okay, keep in mind that during not only just crypto winter, but according to some of the prophecies that we've seen about Shiba, that people won't be able to log in, or they may not be able to sell during that time period, right? So this is why we have our orders in now. And do these two runs correlate with the Doge run, right? Which is 90 cents for 1 to 2 weeks. After it hits 90 cents, then it's going to stay up there for about 1 to 2 weeks, and then it's just going to drop, right? Bitcoin, same thing. When Bitcoin reaches 111,000, be watchful on its first run, because if we see it running past, 1 cent, 2 cents, you might cancel that 3 cents and then turn around and make that 3 cents order maybe a 20 cents order or 25 cent order, depending on what you're working with, right? Because it just depends on how this is going to run. Shorts cooked on every up and down. So that's what we hope that is going to happen. That's going to actually catapult Shiba Inu to this point, because the shorts are going to have to cover, right? And if they keep doubling down and tripling down, they're going to be in a lot of trouble, and it's going to make Shiba skyrocket, right? And is the final sell price of $13? Is that the very, very top? And there's only one prophecy that I could find that actually said that it would hit $30. I'm not going to show it because nobody else has confirmed that. So I'm not going to say, oh yeah, put it for $30, but I will say this. By the time that we get done running to $13, you should be very well off. And even if you just keep $1 million back for anything higher than $13, it's just going to be an additional blessing, right? For me, automatically, I believe that I think I'm going to hold about 50% back, right? Because I don't know how long in between these runs are actually going to happen. So I'm holding back 50%, and I'm going to work with the other 50% on these highs and these lows. Right now, and then of course, I do want to bring up the whole thing with the hard wallets and the ledgers, because people are going to ask about that. One of the things I wanted to bring up, anytime that you transfer to a hard ledger or wallet, you're going to have those issues with gas fees. Right now, the industry might be a little bit different. Gas fees are probably going to be a lot lower since Ethereum is working on the gas fee issue. Now, you also have MetaMask and you have Ledger, Nano X, Nano S. Now, I know that with some ledgers, they don't have all the coins, but you can use your MetaMask. I might have to do a video on that, but I haven't really used it. So I have most of my orders in buy or sell limit orders right now. But at some point, I think that where we are at, you probably want to start to learn how to use it before we hit crypto winter. But you should be storing some of that. I know I'm holding back at least 50% of my Shiba Inu, but that might not necessarily be for every single coin that I have. We've seen some major platforms worldwide starting to bring in Shiba Inu. We all look at Robinhood. One of the things I do want to bring up about Robinhood, folks, I don't look too much for that, because ever since the AMC and GME debacle, people aren't using Robinhood. Are you using Robinhood anymore? I'm not using Robinhood anymore. And just for my research, they've lost over 3 million, about 3 million customers since the AMC GME debacle. So if you're not really using Robinhood, there's a lot of other people out there that are not using it either. Plus, they may not have the wallets, and that goes for Webull too, because I do have some on Webull that I bought. But one of the things is, if I decide to sell off my Webull Shiba Inu, right, I'll be able to directly take that into my account. But you can sell limit orders on Webull. The only problem is they cancel themselves every 24 hours. I think it's 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, any sell limit orders on cryptocurrency cancel, and you have to re-put them back in. So that would be something that if you did have it on Webull, you would have to always be putting them in. But I'm not putting any sell limit orders. I'm just, when the price goes up, then that's when I'll start more looking at what I do have in my Webull, because that particular money, I don't have to transfer my funds around. Right, I will be able to sell it for USD, and then I'll be able to transfer that money directly to my account. When I answer a few other questions, people ask about KYC. If you sign up for a platform, you always want to try to do the KYC. I've had people tell me that KuCoin wouldn't let them do it because of where they lived, and some people were able to actually go through the whole process. So I'm just going based off what people have told me. The other questions that people have, how to transfer funds to your bank account. Well, depending on, like, if you're on Coinbase, your bank account should be attached already to your account. You're going to, say for instance, you sell Shiba USD. Once the USD settles, just like it is in the stock market, it may take 1 to 5 business days before everything settles, and then you can transfer money to your bank account directly, right? So if you're using KuCoin, and you want to cash out what you have on KuCoin, and because you can't connect your bank account because you live within the United States, you'll convert everything over to XLM, and then you'll transfer it over to Coinbase. And once it's in your Coinbase, you'll convert it over to USD. And when it does settle, then you would be able to then transfer those funds to your account through Coinbase. So that is going to be some advantages, like having US-based cryptocurrencies platforms. You would be able to, once you sell it, you'll be able to directly put it into your bank account after it settles, as opposed to transferring cryptocurrency around. All right, and then the other thing is too that people have concerns about China and so forth. One of the things that I know about what goes on, especially like with TikTok and stuff, that's why you shouldn't have it on your phone. Your kids shouldn't have it because people have mentioned, and it was almost banned here in the United States because of, every customer's information is shared. So if they are using cookies, they can track everything that you do. If you're on Wi-Fi and one of your kids is using it, I'm pretty sure they can track everything that's going on under your Wi-Fi. So that's something you need to research because who knows what's going to come out of that. I would not want to have that app on my phone or even have an account with them, because all of your information does go to China. Now, one of the things I do want to bring up is Binance. Now, you have Binance and Binance Holdings Limited. And who do they own? They own CoinMarketCap, D-Apps Platform, WazirX, Travel by Bit, Binance Jack, but also Trust Wallet. US-based Trust Wallet will remain independent following the deal, but Binance, which is headquartered in Malta these days, will assist running the administration side of the business and in non-technical areas like marketing. So if you have Trust Wallet, Binance owns Trust Wallet and they own Market Cap. We know what's going on with Market Cap. They've attacked Shiba Inu, they've attacked Santana, and other coins too as well by misrepresenting information. I know that I do use CoinMarketCap, but CoinMarketCap has a little bit more features than CoinGecko that I can use when I'm doing my research. So just keep that in mind, that when all the manipulation and all that stuff comes out, and the hacking, so be careful if you're using Trust Wallet. And we're speaking prophetically about what's going to happen with Binance, that eventually it's going to be under investigation, it's going to be frozen. So if you are using Binance and you're using it to trade, and if you are using it to fish for Bitcoin, make sure that when you fished for what you got, that you transfer it out immediately. And I only recommend that for people who know how to trade, and because we know that Binance is going to be used for flash crashes, right? And some of those flash crashes, we heard the latest one from Prophet Robin, 15,000. I was thinking maybe if I just put like 25 or 50 bucks into my Binance account and do the Bitcoin phishing just on there, which I probably will do, but we're going to have plenty of time to set all this up. And one of the things I want to bring up is that one of the differences right now, and for those who are listening, you guys have your orders in first. Okay, everything for Bitcoin, everything for Shiba Inu on your sell limit orders, you have it before most of, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that has it already set for those prices, but most people are not going to set those prices. They're just holding and waiting, right? They don't have any sell limit orders in. So your orders are going to go in first. And I want to make sure that on your sell limit orders, there's options on here because you want to do the sell limit order. So when you click on sell and you see limit order here, there's a little bar. And it says price condition and time condition. The only one you want to do is limit order. Okay, and then I'm going to go to my KuCoin. When you go to sell, you have limit, market, and stop limit. Right? These are going to activate your order when it reaches that price. Well, if you do that, where your order is going to be behind everybody else's as opposed to doing the limit order. Right? You put in your limit order, it goes in now. Right? You can see I do have all my Bitcoin. I do have my Bitcoin orders in here. I don't have my KuCoin Shiba Inu set up for sell limit orders on here. I don't have very much on this particular account. Okay, but on my my Gate.io, you can see that I have all mine set up here. I think I have some more that I haven't set up yet. So it just depends on what I end up with before the run, because the Shiba Inu I have now, I'm pretty sure I have more, and I might change some things with that. So I have most of my Shiba Inu set up in sell limit orders now, all the way from 1 cent all the way up to $13. And I think I even put some like at $20 just as a hold. But I just don't want it sitting. I actually wanted it in a existing order.